I work for St John's Community Development Project, and we work mainly with senior citizens based in Stockwell, although a lot of our senior citizens do actually live further afield in places like Brixton and Clapham and Vauxhall and stuff like that. Now, normally we run activities for our senior citizens, and they include things like exercise, singing group, social club, which obviously has bingo. Plus, we do other activities like we do reminiscence and art and photography and filmmaking, because my other string to my other bow is I'm a filmmaker. So we sort of bring those things together and we work with our senior citizens. I've been doing the job for about 10 years part-time. Now, you can imagine that at this particular time, it's been, well, we haven't been able to run the project basically because we haven't been allowed to because of the guidelines. And so what we have done is we got some funding from a couple of sources, including the National Lottery, to do the, ringing up people, delivering foodstuffs, having tea and cake on the doorstep, sending out newsletters and making sure they're up to date with all the latest information. I mean, to be honest, they're really up to date with the COVID stuff because they all watch the news regularly, but they don't necessarily always understand things like the TV license stuff coming through and pension benefits and all that kind of thing. So we've been keeping them up to date. Now, most of our senior citizens aren't online, so every now and again we'll help them with some online stuff as well, because as you know, most things are online now, so it's quite hard to sort of get paper applications and things like that. So we've been giving lots of support in all sorts of ways. And they have really appreciated it. The feedback that we've got has been fantastic. They love that they've been remembered. We're working with up to about 200 people. Obviously, a lot of them we know anyway because of the project. And they just love the fact that they're getting a letter with our phone number in, or they're getting a newsletter, or they're getting a phone call or a visit. So they've, showed very, a lot of appreciation for that. Now, we have actually decided, because twice we thought we would, but we didn't, to open in October. Because we're thinking, if people are going to restaurants and the gym, why can't we open in October? Our premises are actually a really big hall, so very, very good for social distancing and cleanliness and all that kind of thing. And also, to be honest, in terms of mental health, they need to get out. They don't necessarily want to go to a cafe. Some do. They go to their local cafes and stuff, but at least they'd be able to come to St John's, have a cup of tea and a piece of cake, play bingo if they want to. And also we're going to do exercise class, again, with lots of social distancing, and, no one's going to be breathing over each other. And we just feel that they need it more. There's always going to be a low risk associated with those activities, but that's their choice. No one's going to be forced to come. And when they're ready, they will come. So we're hoping on the 1st of October to be back on board with all the appropriate measures, And I know from the feedback that we've had in the surveys that we've done with them, they're so ready. They would have liked to have come back in August, to be honest. But, and senior citizens have their own minds. They're very sharp and they know exactly what they want in life, and they can take responsibility for their own decisions. Okay, their bodies are a little bit more frail and falling to bits like all of us are as we get older. But in terms of their brain, they're still there. They've still got opinions. They've still got a voice. And they let us know that voice, I promised you. Before I started working with senior citizens, I thought, oh, they're old and docile, They've got life sorted, And little did I realise they're just the same as us. They're just a bit more, a bit more wrinkled and a bit more aching and stuff like that. And I'm not that far off from being a senior citizen, as you can probably tell. But so that's it in a nutshell. That we hoping to start back up again, get back in there, have some fun, have some interaction, and just keep on going. Hopefully we're waiting to hear from the lottery to get funding for 3 years. They postponed it for a year because of the COVID thing. So we're hoping, fingers crossed, that we do get funding to continue, sort of after Christmas onwards. That's it really in a summary. I've only taken 5 minutes, but I don't need to say any more actually. I'm sure you don't want me dribbling on about nothing. So that's it really.